Hey. Right then, let's see what Mummy's got cooking for us tonight. Crack on, guys.
I chose to be here. This was my choice.
No, you didn't. It's not. You're controlled. You're a puppet. Do you know how I know that? Do you know how everyone that's listening knows that? Because you're on the BBC. You're on the BBC fucking news. That means that you're being controlled. It also means that you are controlled opposition. Okay? Don't try and bullshit us, please.
At least, I think it was.
You see? Because they think free will has nothing to do with thinking. About, as I always tell you, what you feel, which then tells you what you know.
Of you will believe that you chose to watch this video.
We do worry about manipulation by the media and by advertising and by other people and so on.
Like I said, controlled opposition, brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Because for them to say that, you have to understand they wouldn't have been able to say that unless that could be controlled in the opposite direction. You see what I'm saying? Or it wouldn't have been mentioned. The fact that they mention it, this is what I'm saying. That's why you get documentaries like that, Out of the Shadows, that's just come out. There's some stuff that they do actually shine light on, and bring out of the shadows, but only so they can hide other things. That's controlled opposition. See the lock? Okay. Same shit, different toilet. The lock is in association with the cube. Okay. The arch, the vortex. To enter it, the keyhole.
Freely willed it.
What is the degree of freedom that you give to the definition of free will?
Our choices define us.
See the mother here? Do you see it? With the mocking tongue, pretending to be Father Time with the beard. Choice A or choice B? That's literally what they give us, of course. Puppet to the left, puppet to the right. Because she is the puppeteer with the strings attached to both.
So if that's what we're talking about, then we don't have free will.
But reality us.
So if that's what we're talking about, then we don't have free will.
But reality may not be so simple.
Strings, guys. To tell ya, the spider web. Okay, controlling our thoughts.
There you go.
Not be.
So if that's what we're talking about, then we don't have free will.
Canaanite, look at the ears, look at the eyebrows, look at the nose. Look at the smugness, more importantly, let alone the back Saturnalia attire.
Well,
But reality may not be so simple.
There you go.
In the early 80s, Benjamin Libet designed an elegant experiment to help us.
So decisions is duality, of course, okay? It's the mirror image of the same word. A decision is to decipher. So they're asking you to do so at the same time. They're not giving you any clues. Okay? Controlled opposition is the control to show you the opposite, to pretend. Okay? And to falsify. And that's exactly what they're doing. They pretend to be your friend.
Us understand the mechanism of decision making in the brain. This is the Libet experiment. All I have.
So red and yellow. Very telling, considering that it's the colour of the scalp hat that she's wearing. Okay? I don't know what that reminds you of.
In the early 80s, Benjamin Libet designed.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. That reminds me of a Jester's hat. You with me? The original Jesters were red and yellow. Okay? It was their hats that they're known for, right? And what is the Jester known to be? A Joker. And what is the Joker known to be? A clown. And what is a clown known to be? Well, if you ask Armageddon Consciousness, he would tell you it's the Demiurge. That's what we're looking at. Controlling our thoughts. And the pixelated reality that they're speaking of. And the lie that we have free will within it.
An elegant experiment to help us understand the mechanism of decision-making in the brain. This is the Libet experiment. All I have to do is watch the
They're telling you that we are clowns. You understand? This is us. Okay? A pinprick. A fucking ant. The smallest scale of an ant compared to the larger insect, the beetle, the spider, the archon, the queen.
spinning dot and click a button whenever I feel like it. Then report to the scientist at what time I felt the urge to click. Meanwhile, my brain activity is being monitored. Most of us would assume that our choices register as an increase in brain activity and result in us clicking the button. But what's actually observed is a build-up of brain activity.
Even the word time, rearrange it. It's an anagram for might. Might is an insect. Insect is an archon. They control time. Do you understand? And if you believe that you do, then they control you too. And this is not yours to press. Okay? You're the button. They're the hands.
Called the readiness potential, a full second earlier than the conscious urge to click. This has been
The conscious urge. Urge. Yeah? With the cross right through the middle. The conscious urge. It's chaos magic. Leading all the way down to show you who's in charge. The fucking demi-urge.
replicated
That's who's pushing this, alright?
hundreds of times.
What are the implications of this kind of experiment? So, the folk definition of free will is that your mind controls your body.
There he is. There she is, however you want to perceive it. Satan, Lilith, Eve, Unholy Trinity. Demiurge, Machine Mother. There it is, at the top of the pyramid. What did I always tell you? What do I always tell you? The Machine Mother is a brain. It is a brain. That even the speech bubble is in the shape of a brain, so this can fit in that. Okay? Look, they've even made the capstone for you. Boo.
Meaning that your mind is free to decide what to do and send the command to your body. But when you consider the Libet experiment, it means that conscious intentions, instead of being the cause of motor preparation, is the
Yeah, alright. Calm down, love. Right, so basically, once again, upwards pointed triangle, phallic. Downwards pointed triangle is for femininity. Okay? So, this is the Machine Mother. Okay? Here is the tendril, the tentacle, the spider leg, the strings of web. Okay? They're telling you everything. I don't even need to tell you. I really don't. They've just told you. Okay? It gives you the perceived idea that you are in control of your mind, but you're not. And then they flip it just to show you how upside down it really is.
consequence of an antecedent brain activity. So it challenges this dualistic view of mind-body causation.
And so in my group, we've gone back and redone all the Libet experiments very carefully, and we find that you get a readiness potential even in the
Black Saturnalia attire, all of them.
absence of a motor act, like doing this versus that, if a person expects something to happen. So my own guess is that the readiness potential is tied up with expectation or anticipation that something is about to happen.
Perhaps. So, in fact, at the moment, it's very difficult to know the exact way of, how it works exactly.
The experiment
Okay, so you're starting to see more and more, hopefully with my videos, if not everyone else's, because I see it with them, the crisis actors, all of them. You can always tell too because they push the medical side too much. It's like, I don't know, it's just pushed too much. And so the pressure makes them crack, and then they say shit like this.
To know the exact way of, how it works exactly.
The experiment
Yeah. How does it work exactly? You actually know? You don't, do you? Do you see what I mean? Like, don't fall for it, ladies and gentlemen, please.
is over. My mind is no longer the controller. Rather, it's firmly seated in my conscious brain, guiding and responding to whispers from my subconscious. Right.
Okay. I'm gonna let you hear what she says first. I've seen this. I watched this about a week ago. I remember this being a part. Of course, you've got the paedophile code here with the cone. Okay, with the ice cream, the hive mind of it as well. As I said, the beads are also seeds in case it's semen. Sorry, it is. And if you really, really don't believe me, then go back and look at my baked bean decryption video. Okay, there's more than one. Yeah, you, yeah, yeah. Beans are semen, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it is. As are these. It's the hive mind. The hive mind, it takes seeds, right? And if you still don't believe me, finish the triangle off. Okay? You gotta know.
Right. I'm hungry. I need some food.
That was it. I'm hungry. I need some food. Neuro-linguistic programming. That's for them to know and for you to find out, okay? Because when they say they're hungry, they're not talking about food, not the kind of food that you eat. They're talking about this food, okay?
If you assume, there's only natural things in nature and there's nothing supernatural, well, events in the brain, including those events that lead to your conscious deliberations, have to have preceding events that perhaps we're not conscious. But that doesn't mean that those events are causal.
But probably we can say that a lot of our decisions, even not all our
I'll tell you what, we're going to give her a moment to look at her script. Just give her a second. Let's see if she can actually give the answer that a scientist should give, okay? Right, that should be enough time, I think.
decisions are the result of a prior brain activity. And as an example, there is an elegant study
You see that? They got bored of her. They actually just cut her off. That's how bored they got of her, and they're the ones that put her on.
by the team of John Dylan Haynes, who showed that by using neuroimaging measurements with MRI scanner, you can actually predict what will be the decision of participants before they're actually conscious of having taken that decision.
This begs the
Right,
question,
okay.
how can we have free will if our unconscious brain is making decisions before we do?
7, the number of the cycle.
Oh, okay. So let me get to the issue of the unconscious. So I don't deny that unconscious processes affect the decisions that we make.
But the unconscious is not unintelligent. The unconscious guides. But the unconscious is not unintelligent.
Guys, look, I'm really... I really don't like mentioning the physical features of others because it just isn't... it's just not enough to go on, It's really not. I know that you can get some really beautiful people like this, yeah? They're just gorgeous. But there's something... I don't know. Maybe can you feel it? I can feel it off of some people. The features are secondary. I want you to understand this when I say, you know what I'm about to say, right? But I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to show it, okay? This is secondary to what they say, how they say it, okay? Along with what they don't say and how they don't say it, okay? This stuff just don't look good after the fact.
The unconscious guides us in ways which is itself responsive to reasons.
Take the following scenario. I'm walking, over 8 months pregnant, hungry and very tired. When I listen into what my subconscious is saying, she's tired and hungry too.
It's an alter ego decryption here.
Strangely, she wants beans for lunch.
Sorry, she wants what? More beans. Have you guys not got enough of that fucking symbolism in yet? You need more. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Sometimes
Fair enough.
we're influenced badly by unconscious reasons. There's no
Yeah, they're trying to do exactly that right now to you and me.
doubt about it, because advertisers do psychological experiments to find what we're sensitive to, and then they set up the environment so we make decisions through unconscious subliminal influences.
We know there's lots of examples of priming.
Even if we start from the kind of everyday, which baked beans do I choose in the supermarket?
Wow, they're still going, guys. Look, I'm not. Do you see what I mean? Like I'm, I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. If you decode this shit, okay, you will see I'm not reaching here. This is them. I'm not doing this. I've told you from my research what baked beans is used as in regards to a cipher, a code, okay, an encryption. But I've covered the decryption of it. They've done this. They did not have to. It had to be beans, right? Couldn't have been soup. Couldn't have been. Fuck me, you know. Sweet corn. What? It could have even still been beans. It could have still been beans. They could have done green beans. You know what I mean? No, baked beans. This is very, very diabolical. Okay, I've told you what it's about. You can't do this, and you can say this. And show the two, tell the two at the same time. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. Right? Even got the fucking spider legs in here. You see this?
It's sort of quite, even if we start from the kind of everyday,
Chaos magic in the background here. Lying through her teeth.
which baked beans do I choose in the supermarket? It's
They wait till they get right next to the camera. They cut her face off because the AI, the machine mother, is faceless. They give her the spider legs and the pregnancy. The machine mother. Do you see this? Under the illumination. Okay? Feeding off of Loosh.
sort of quite easy to get from there to
Adrenochrome.
a genuine worry about whether you really made that choice freely when you pick the Heinz versus the own brand or whatever it is.
Fine, no beans then. Or am I just saying that because I feel my subconscious has been duped?
That might be a problem, but then that happens with conscious decision making too. People lie to us.
Once you
Yeah, they do. They do, don't you? You people lie to us. Absolutely. First honest thing they've said.
start sort of pushing the boundaries of manipulation, it starts to be a really hard question. When are we...
Watch the micro expressions on this one. Watch the smugness in the head movements.
start sort of pushing the boundaries of manipulation, it starts to be a really hard question. When are we
See the wobble? It's deep into light, guys.
sufficiently in control
See? And there's the autofill response. Okay, the shot of the shot of adrenaline to the amygdala gland. Okay, they're addicted to it. It's addictive. They're addicted to adrenaline. You understand? It's as addictive as heroin. Why they lie all the time.
and when aren't we?
How can we step outside that and get outside those influences? Or can we even?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Neuro-linguistic programming. Yes, positive. No, negative. Brings you up, puts you down even lower because your hopes got up. Do you understand? Something simple as that, still effective.
Those influences, or can we even?
yeah, no, we we can't. I mean,
And that's not a real. This is what I'm saying. She laughs after, and any normal, any human being such as yourself, you or me, we'd laugh, and you'd see it linger, right? Or it'd at least be relevant to a certain extent. As soon as she stops, her face does too. It stops portraying it. You see?
Or can we even?
Ready?
yeah, no, we
Gone. It's not real. They are not real. None of this is real. Okay?
we can't. I mean, the best we can do is
Sorry, the what? I didn't quite catch that. What was that?
no, we we can't. I mean, the best we can do.
Oh, the mess. You see, this is what the brain does, right? You've got the visual cortex and the creative cortex, the right side of the brain, left side of the brain, right? So when you're thinking one thing, you're visualizing it. If you're trying to creatively deceive with the other side, what happens is you end up mixing your words up. It still makes sense though, but you mix them up because your emotions are getting involved, right? So what you end up saying, hello Mag, check you out later, mate. What you end up saying is your true intention based on what you're going to do, mixed in and combined. One more time.
Yeah, no, we we can't. I mean, the best we can do is.
And if you watch her eyes, you'll see her accessing both of the cortexes as well. Okay, she looks to the right, which it's been a while since I've done all this. To the right, I believe, is your creative cortex, creative side. Yeah, so that would be when you're trying to conjure up a lie. And the visual is what is your memory, which would be the truth. So she looked left, she looked right, she looked left. You see what I'm saying? But no, actually, listen.
We we can't. I mean, the best we can do is.
The mess, the best. So what she's saying is the best mess that we can cause. Do you understand? That's what that is.
No, we we can't. I mean, the best we can do is because we're human beings and we're incredibly clever. We're able to reflect on all of this stuff, right? So we're not just kind of following impulse.
May I add?
Brothers and sisters, this thing has no fucking idea what it's talking about, okay? Do you know how I know this? Do you know how you know this? Well, aside from the body language, like a little child trying to think of a way to get out of being blamed for something bad they've done, she goes straight to the brain. Okay, this is the Saturnian mindset. Straight to the brain. What'd she say? Because we're human beings, we're so clever, we can reflect. Do you understand? That makes no fucking sense. Do you use your brain to love someone? Do you use your brain to feel guilt? Listen to what I just said. To feel. You feel guilt, right? You feel shame. You feel regret. Sadness, madness, badness. You feel these things. She didn't say that though, did she? Nah, she didn't, mate. She said
We can't. I mean, the best we can do is because we're human beings and we're incredibly clever.
See this? You see the microcosm? So for the shit. Best we can do because we're so clever is
We're able to reflect on all of this stuff, right? So we're not just.
we're able to reflect on all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? They don't feel anything. They don't know what this stuff is. I'm sorry to get a bit fired up, but someone's got to burn them.
Kind of following impulse.
Following, I've got a stutter, yeah? I'm not taking the piss, but again, this is all to do with deception. Okay, linguistic deception.
May I add something?
Okay, go ahead, sure.
So we have to make
Yeah, you better back her up quick, mate.
a distinction between picking and choosing, or proximal acts of choosing and distal acts of choosing.
That is, decisions that require less.
Of course it would be a bunch of oranges, wouldn't it? Of course it would. Of course it would be the AI brain with the one eye symbolism, which, by the way, is both eyes joined. They're all about the joining, as I said before, the duality becoming one. So the one eye symbolism isn't actually one eye when they cover it. It's meant to be like if you was to make your eyes cross and you see doubles, didn't you? When you bring them together, it becomes one. Your sight becomes one. That's what that is. Not the point, though. The point being, the AI brain, the one eye symbolism, which is the duality of both. They show you 5, which is for death, which is what this thing is, the machine mother. Okay. And then they show you orange for 33. Give us a fucking break.
Less effort, like picking oranges in the supermarket, are easily done by our subconscious, while our conscious mind can focus on more complex tasks,
Here's a string, decryption again.
like whether to accept a job offer or what to cook for a dinner party.
You see, They're not even trying to hide it. They
On
didn't,
more
didn't keep it nice and scientific. Got to do a couple of strings, leading to this, leading to that. No. They give you the bat, which is the parasitic, which is what this is. Okay, the 3 as well. It's all there for anyone to see. Okay, and then watch.
complex tasks.
Let's go. There's fucking school because they're all. That's the Saturnian mindset, immature. Okay, and they're showing you the string encryption. Okay, which is the web that the machine mother has spun on all of us.
Like whether to accept a job
Ready?
offer, or what to cook for a dinner party, and who to invite.
I think a lot of our decision
Come on.
making is playing out in this internal virtual.
I said this before. It's what bothers me is it's like you kind of want a more intelligent enemy. You know, like in some of your favourite films, although you can't trust any of them, if you know what I mean. You know, or your favourite book. So you want your hero, your protagonist to be outwitted, right? Outmatched, out by the bad guy. We don't have any of that. We haven't got a noble enemy here. Do you understand? That's what's really frustrating for me, at least.
Reality of our imagination. And we spend about half of our waking day there imagining this versus that. And some of those imaginings.
Do you see what I'm saying? Once again, we sit. This is a scientist, okay? It's a neuroscientist. He's speaking about imagination, and that's as far as he goes. Remember the last one? What she said? Oh, we just we reflect on stuff, right? Same thing, same shit, different toilet. What did you say? We imagine like this and that, and I don't have any fucking clue because I'm not one of you. Do you understand? They've got no creativity. That's the point. Okay? They've been put on. They're not real. Not like you, not like me.
Playing out in this internal virtual reality of our imagination. And we spend about half of our waking day there imagining this versus
See there, this, that. No confirmation.
that. And some of those imaginings
And all the blinking is a microcosm of line too.
or deliberations are not terribly consequential, like whom to invite for dinner. Others are very consequential, like whom should I marry? Or
Whom to invite for dinner. It's paedophile code once again, just so you know. Chicken, okay, is a baby. Okay, so they always say about chicken dinner, winner chicken dinner, who wins the child? Do you understand? Okay, cutting in, tying in to the beans once again.
what country should I live in? And I want to argue that our internal virtual reality of our imagination is
Virtual reality, they're telling you, this is all simulation. They know it. Unfortunately, most of us don't.
where free will is really active. It's not picking, as in the libertad.